everybody. We are about to go on our 8-day, 3-man summer canoe trip to Wabakimi. So we purchased all the food, or majority of the food. I have it laid out on the table. I'd like to just go through exactly what we're bringing, the quantity of food for 3 people, and then how I'm going to pack it up and store it away in our barrel to take it with us. So this here is the pile of food that we're going to be bringing. 3 people for 8 days. So we're going to have 3 meals a day for 3 people. It seems like quite a lot. It is a lot. It weighs quite a bit. So I'm going to be taking it right now out of all of its packaging, most of its packaging, and splitting it up per day and wrapping it up and putting it in the food barrel so we can have easy access. So I finally finished packing everything up, rebagging everything into individual bags, separating by day. I just like to go through what we're bringing on this trip. Some of these things, this is not everything. There's obviously some tortilla shells and stuff missing, steaks, some fresh veggies, but I'll go through that as we go. So we'll start with breakfast, and we're bringing in various different types of breakfast. I don't quite know yet exactly which day we're going to eat what, but I'll figure that out here in a moment. But basically we're going to be bringing in this container, so 12 eggs. So we're going to be bringing 2 eggs per day for 2 days for 3 guys. So this will represent the first 2 meals, breakfast meals, and we're going to be bringing in ready crisp bacon and tortilla shells to do breakfast wraps for the first 2 days. After that, I think we're going to mix it up, and I basically put together pancakes. So in here is the syrup, and I have 3 different individual bags, 1 cup of pancake mix each, so we should have more than enough for 3 guys to fill up on pancakes. I've individually bagged, then double bagged, and then this is going to go into a plastic bag. I basically don't want that to get wet or open up and get pancake mix everywhere. For the next couple mornings, we're going to be moving to dehydrated eggs. They're not as good, obviously, as fresh eggs, but the weight is substantially different. So we picked up these. They're just scrambled eggs, ham, and red and green peppers, 2 of those, plus a bandito scramble. So again, we're going to be ready crisp bacon, and I think we have 4 packs of ready crisp bacon coming, as well as tortilla shells. So we're going to get back into the breakfast sandwiches. And then I made these up. The last 2 mornings, it's going to be fairly light. So this is granola, and it has protein powder, skim milk powder, and you can't really tell, but mixed in there is dried fruit. So there's blueberries, dried cherries, and dried cranberries. So we each have a bag like that. So for 2 mornings, so we have 6 bags. Our last 2 mornings we're going to be taking this. You can make it with hot or cold water, so depending on how chilly or warm the morning is, you can decide. And it's quite filling, so you can see the powder there. So those will be nice on the last 2 days. So essentially that's all we're bringing for breakfast. Fresh eggs, we're going to obviously hopefully not smash any, eat those pretty quick, and then basically trying to work heaviest to lightest on our days, and just get enough calories in the morning to sustain the day. Okay, so this is the lunch portion. This is by far the most substantial piece of food by weight. It seems like a ton, but essentially it's a little bag like this per day, per guy. So we have 24 of these bags. So in there is a cheese string, a Cliff Bar, and I believe it's 1/3 of a cup of Gorp, and some M&Ms. So it doesn't seem like much, but after 8 days for 3 guys, it is quite the load. So we will be separating these by 3 bags for a day, and we're going to be putting it with the dinners in pre-marked day bags. So I'll wrap everything up here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But with this, we also have the dehydrated meat from my buddy Steve. And finally, we have the dinners for the trip. So we're bringing in 8 meals. I think we're going to be supplementing all of our food with some fish, and we'll get into the fish crisps and stuff we're bringing. But just to be on the safe side, we're going to bring in enough meals for every night. And if we don't eat some, we're obviously going to be packing out a couple of the dehydrated meals. They don't take up a lot of space, and they don't weigh much at all. So this first night, there's our bag of dessert, plus some corn nuts, and we're going to be bringing in some fresh steaks, mushrooms, green pepper, and some potato like we always do. So we're going to pick those up on the way up in Thunder Bay. So that will be night 1 with the potatoes and everything there. I don't quite know the order in which we're going to be eating these, but essentially one of the nights, 3 bag meals. We've picked out the flavors we like. For example, Rich will be eating beef stew, Ryan gets chicken Tropicana, and I have some sort of beef pho or something. Anyway, so 3 bag meals, and then we have our dessert for the night, just some big feet. So we have very similar here, 3 bag meals and some sort of awful candy that Rich picked. 3 bag meals and nibs, 3 bag meals and a different soft dessert. So those are the pretty boring nights. Like I said, if we supplement with fish, which we were bringing a bag of rice, so we can make nice fish meals. We will obviously not be eating the bag meals and bring those home. Rich made up, so we have nibs again this night, some corn nuts, and Rich has dehydrated and made a nice shepherd's pie. So in there is some gravel, some dehydrated beef, there's dehydrated canned veggies, and potatoes. So we don't quite know how much that's going to make up, and we have plenty of food to supplement if we have to. But one of the nights we'll have a rehydrated shepherd's pie. This night here, a bit of a mix. So we have Skittles, we have dehydrated barbecue chicken with a sidekick, a carbonara sidekick, and we also have pulled pork, dehydrated pulled pork with spaghetti and just another sidekick. So I don't know if we're going to eat all that or mix and match, I don't quite know, but I don't think each of those bags is going to be enough for 3 of us, so we might just sample everything. This night here, again, awful candy, corn nuts, and we have pulled pork and potatoes. So basically in here is barbecue pulled pork, mashed potato kit, and a gravy kit. I don't know if that's going to mix up nicely, but all 3 individual pieces sound good, so we'll mash it all together. So that's essentially what we're bringing for set meals, and if we end up catching fish, which I hope we will, we are bringing tin foil for various types of fish cooking, as well as for the potatoes on the first night. So this is just folded up tin foil. I think I have 6 large sheets of tin foil. We are bringing a bag of rice, so we're likely going to be supplementing shore lunches and maybe a couple dinners with fish with the bag of rice. And these bags here, this is essentially a bag of panko, so we can mix that with fish for a little crispier taste. And this here is just fish crisp, basically. It's fish and chip batter. It seems like a substantial amount. There's many different bags in there, so we can do shake and bake fish multiple times on the trip. So we're not really bringing many condiments on this trip. It's mostly just oils for cooking, but we did bring one of these. I think we picked it up at sale. It's various different flavors of spices. There's chicken spice, basil, seafood spice. Basically we can put this in any kind of meal based on what we're having, but more importantly we're going to be using it to season the fish, because we're likely going to be eating quite a bit of pickerel, which I enjoy, but you can just sprinkle on a different spice every day and make it taste a little different. So we are bringing in the leftover oil that we had from the spring trip, plus some more oil just in case. And I also made some clarified butter, some ghee, a couple weeks ago. So we'll be bringing that in as well, because we're going to be doing quite a bit of fish frying and egg frying. And I'm excited to try that. This is just camp soap. I'm going to put that in the barrel. We are likely going to be bringing in quite a few more Mios, but usually we bring different flavors. Right now I have a lemonade and Arctic grape, but we also have these Tang and Crystal Light drink crystals. So we'll have a couple more Mios, basically whatever you're feeling that day, maybe an iced tea. We can spice up the water we have. It gets quite boring to drink filtered lake water for 8 days. So a little bag of flavor, basically. So this bag here is coffee. Ryan and I drink a decent amount of coffee. Rich doesn't, so I don't quite know how much we're going to need. So I have this bag of coffee, plus there's somewhere else there's another bag, a smaller bag. In this bag here is the tea and whitener and sugar. So it's quite a bit of weight, but who doesn't like a nice coffee in the morning? I just need to find that other bag of coffee. I've also made 2 bags of bannock. So basically it's a 1 cup of flour bannock recipe with vanilla, a little bit of skim milk powder, baking powder. So it'd be nice, around the campfire we will cook some of this up, or we can also have it with a shore lunch of fish, do something around the fire. So just a couple options with some bannock. And that's about it. It seems like a lot. I'm going to bag it all up into daily bags and mark them all and put it in the barrel and see how much room we got. And finally, here is the final product. So I have the coffee, the drink, and all the oils and stuff all in bags, especially the camp soap. I've learned a couple lessons over the years. It's easier just to put everything in a bag in case anything gets opened. I don't really want it all over everything. And essentially, I bagged everything up by day. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus fish and panko. I got a couple loose things that we still need to add to. But essentially, I'm going to reverse pack this barrel. So I'm going to start with day 8, 7, and pack it all the way up, so we can eat our way down the barrel, so we don't have to empty the barrel every day. What we may actually be doing is a food drop. We're going through the same lake twice, once on day 1 and once on day, I think, 6. So what we might actually do is take 7 and 8 and put them into the earth sack if we can make it fit, and drop some weight and come back and get it on day 6. So hopefully this will all fit into the barrel, and we'll just add the steaks and other perishable goods on top before we head into the park.